Hey, hi everyone. So today we're looking at page 109, decimals, and today we're adding decimals. So when we're adding decimals, it's similar to how we normally add every other number, except the only thing that we have to make sure is that the decimal point is always underneath each other. Whenever you're adding numbers, so always make sure the decimal points are underneath. This is where it's very important that each number gets its own box, and if you wish to have the decimal point in its own box, that's okay, or you can put the decimal point between the numbers, between the digits. So always make sure the decimal point is underneath before you start each other. So like we always do, we always start on the right hand side. We start with the top. So we go 5 plus 1 equals 6. And you're always going to make sure the decimal point is underneath. So decimal point, and then 0 plus 0 equals 0. And then similar for this one, always make sure your decimal points are underneath each other. Then we start on the right hand side with the top number. So top digit, so 5 plus 9 equals 14. So we put down our 4, and we regroup our 10/10 as 1 unit. So always remember then, we have our decimal point always underneath, so 0 plus 0 is 0, plus 1 equals 1. And then whenever we have a number like this, so here we have a whole number and a decimal number. So a whole number, there's 8, would be 8.0. So once again, we've got to make sure that decimal point is underneath each other here. You always make sure the decimal point is underneath, and we do it the exact same. So we start on the right hand side, start with the top digit, 0 plus 7 equals 7, decimal point, so make sure decimal point's underneath the other, and 8 plus 0 equals 8. And then the same for this one, we have a decimal number and we have a whole number. So just like we've done here, whole number because the unit, after the unit comes our decimal point, and we have to give 2 zeros this time. So make sure that it evens up with the decimal number at the bottom. That's the same thing. So we start on the right hand side, start with the top digit. So 0 plus 8 equals 8. 0 plus 0 equals 0. And once again, our decimal points, so always make sure the decimal points underneath each other. And then 9 plus 0 equals 9. And then for 6 then, we're going to show you how to set them up. So we have 2.6, we have a decimal number, 2.5 decimal number, and then 4 is the whole number. So once again, decimal points are all underneath each other. So it's 4.0 for 6a. We set it up. And then for b, so we have 2, 8, and 1.9. So same thing. We've got to have our decimal points. We put our decimal points in. And it's going to be 2.0, 8.0, and 1.9. And then for the last one, we have 1.6, 1.9, and 2. So this is going to be 2.0. So all the units are underneath each other, all the decimal points are underneath each other, and all the tenths are underneath each other. So that's very important when we're doing any addition sum, and it's even more important when we do our decimal addition sums.